what's the adage? Don't mess with the X-Men. When Bishop appeared in Marvel Comics, I really felt like something special was there. I didn't know how special until years later, because the storyline as it was being written was the betrayer of the X-Men was going to be Bishop. Disillusioned by how the X-Men were not living up to the legend ideal that he thought they should. You can kind of see this in the beginning, too. It's pretty apparent if you just pay attention. But they did eventually go there later, and it was stupid, and I don't even care. But Bishop was one of my favorites. I really liked his attitude, his style, and his powers. I mean, he could absorb energy and deflect it, or reflect it, or reuse it. I'm not even sure how you would say that. It wasn't reflecting it, it was just reusing it, and yeah, it was cool. It was really cool. It's kind of like Sebastian Shaw, only a good guy. And Bishop to me was just always tough as nails and just cool. But finally, in this new collection I got a Bishop, and a lot of people have been bemoaning the fact that this one has short hair. I'm cool with it. I remember both looks very fondly. His first look, I mean, some people never get past the first impression. With me, sometimes things work, and I do remember him with the shorter hair, and I thought it worked then too. So I'm not too uptight about it. I'm not too upset about it. I mean, if they do another version of this with longer hair, yeah, I'll probably get it too. Many people talk about how they want to collect the X-Men of certain eras. With me, it's a little different. My X-Men expunge many eras and many iterations, and they amalgamate into this one force that is the outcasts but fight for what's right. To me, that's kind of poetic and kind of, well, nice. And in that, I get this diverse group of mutants who all have one thing in common. They fight for a world that despises them. Now, I'm not expunging anything on anyone who collects differently than I do. It's just the way I've always viewed the X-Men. And because of that, I fully welcome this version of Bishop into my team. Now, the one thing I'll give a crack at is, he doesn't seem to have a whole lot of weaponry. He has this one gun, which seems to be almost a support gun. It's a pistol. I mean, it kind of looks like the gun he carried in the comic, but not quite. I think I might look through some of those sci-fi guns that I got with some of the other Marvel Legends, see if I can find something that looks a little bit better. I mean, here's the funny thing, is they gave sci-fi guns to a lot of guys who didn't need sci-fi guns. And as such, now I got a guy who needs a sci-fi gun. But again, I am so happy that I got Bishop in the collection. And yeah, I mean, I'm not going to cry because the Jerry Curl mullet, as I think somebody called it, isn't there. He looks cool. I mean, he looks tough, beefy, and strong. And, I mean, he just looks like he can kick your ass. Articulation's on point. I don't see any paint issues on mine. I know I've seen some people have paint issues, but I ain't seeing any on mine. So, maybe Hasbro's learning. There's some loose joints, but it's not near as bad as, Tarantula, which was horrible. This at least, they're softer, but at least they're flowing, and they're not having as much problems as I've had in the past. I really like this figure. I mean, this is the only one from X-Men 97 I'm going to get. Let me go over some of the reasons. I was going to get the Magneto until I saw a comparison with the Mafex one that I already have, and I realized, yeah, that one's not any better. For some reason, I thought that he was going to be taller than the Mafex. And then I realized the Mafex one was just fine. So, I passed on it. Wolverine, I feel like I got him in the animated series. And I took a look at him in a review, and I was like, yeah, there's nothing, there's not anything I feel vastly improved than there was from the animated series. Storm, I'm going to be very honest about this, and this is the thing I have about the design. I feel like they're taking two eras of Storm and combining them. I mean, of course, the Mohawk era and the Jim Lee X-Men era, and it's not working for me. It's almost too big a clash. Honestly, Rogue and Gambit, I have those figures from the retro cards, and I don't feel there's anything new here. I know there's new heads and slightly different paint apps, but I don't really feel like they did anything new with those two. I don't feel a need for either one. So that left Bishop, and now I've got Bishop, and I'm perfectly happy. One per wave, guys. It happens all the damn time with me. And that's cool. I'm down with that. Saves me a little money. Saves me a lot of aggravation. Anyway, that's going to wrap up most of my review of Bishop here. I think it's a fine figure. I'm happy with it. I think he looks good with the other X-Men. I think he feels fine. Awesome. Alright, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And, hey, have a good one.